NMF TV. Silence your radio, kill your television. NMFTV.com.
This episode of The Riot was brought to you by John Robert Powers. We make it happen.
Welcome to another week of The Riot. My name is Chewy.
My name is Joyce, and we know we introduce ourselves every week, but we're just assuming that you're a new viewer. So hello and welcome to this side of the fence. This is of course brought to you by John Robert Powers. It's called The Riot, and today we have really exciting things happening because we got a special guest.
Yes.
Which we will reveal later on the show. But for now...
Before we get to that, let's look around what's happening. What's happening?
We turned just English na medyo drunk.
Happening.
What's happening?
Yeah, because last week we were Irish.
No, we were Valley Girl last week.
No, weren't we leprechauns? We were leprechauns.
Oh,
we were leprechauns last
week.
week.
Were we Valley Girl last week?
When we had Patty, we were Valley Girl.
Oh, we were Valley Girl like 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
We should do one episode where I just talk leprechaun and you just talk.
Oh my god, that would be so fetch.
Yeah, that would be like the lowest rating one. They'd be like, what are these two doing? All right, anywho.
Where's Caitlin? Yep. I thought she was gonna bring food.
Yeah, man.
Guess not.
Oh.
Would you like some food, Nico?
Would you like some food?
Okay.
Okay.
I would like some.
I'd like some food. I'm busy all day, man. I'm sick. Are you sick?
Yeah, man. You know why? Because I quit smoking. So I haven't been smoking for about 2 months now, and it's been doing weird things to my body.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of sleep better, but there are also days when I just cannot freaking sleep. I don't know, I'm just blaming it on the quitting smoking part. And then I lost my voice entirely.
Yeah.
This is how I sound. I've been sounding like this about for the past, 3 weeks? Yeah. I haven't gained it back. And so I talked to my friend Monty, who hasn't smoked a cigarette in 13 years, I think.
Wow.
Long time.
Yeah.
And he says that for the first 6 months, your voice will really adjust because all of your sickness, lahat ng sakit mo will come out that were suppressed while you were smoking. Since I was such a chain smoker, I really smoked a lot. So
yeah. It's like, because it's a chemical imbalance, right? Yeah, your body's now trying to find something to replace the intake of nicotine.
Yeah. So sometimes I have hypersomnia, sometimes I have insomnia. You know, it's weird, but I love it. 2 months. I started the show, right?
Yeah, when you started, you quit.
So at that time, I still had my e-cigarette, but now it's all gone.
Yeah, you shouldn't use the crutch anymore because it's
none of that.
Yeah, and I mean, like when I quit smoking, it was cold turkey because we were cheap. we were just trying to avoid the syntax.
Yeah.
And that really, I think what I did with my friend Michi, we smoked a ton of cigarettes. So we're like, okay, we got to smoke all of these cigarettes before we go because, well, basically, so we're going to get sick of it.
Yeah.
So that we don't want to go back to it, which was really bad because that final punch or that final overflow of nicotine just made it so much more worse for the first couple of months that I was always getting sick and So don't even start smoking. I think that's the best thing that we can tell you. Don't even start smoking because.
Yeah, and today is kind of related to what we are talking about because today we're going to be talking about how you can look good in front of the camera. And one of the things that I noticed when you quit smoking, your skin is just fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
2 weeks, you're going to get your pimples. It's out, and then after 2-3 weeks, a month maybe, your skin is clear, you're good to go. You take selfies with no makeup. It's great.
With contrast to the max.
Or hashtag the pabebe filter.
Yeah, contrast
apparently the pabebe filter. Apparently the pabebe filter is the 360 camera though.
What's that?
Yes, parang orange yung lips.
What's 360 camera?
I have no idea. I just saw it today from
kunyari pa to. I don't know.
I really don't need that na nga because I have na nga clear skin.
Next. Yeah, it's not just not smoking, dude. You gotta drink a shit ton of water. Get that skin going, man. Get yourself hydrated.
But we actually have somebody very talented who can tell you more about how to look good in the camera. In the sense, in the view of
the point of view.
In the point of view of a person behind the camera and in front of the camera as well. So we're going to be talking about that later on the show. But for now, what's happening on the interwebs?
Oh, let's check out this one. The headlines of the week. Hey, we should record that and we should just play that over.
Headlines.
Of the week.
Headline of the week.
All right, let's start with this one. The same-sex couple gets beaten up while they're trying to film
I think
themselves.
This is video of the week.
Oh, it's part of a headline. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So they're holding hands. Basically, they're holding hands while walking through the streets of Russia. Here we go. We have a video right here. Go ahead, play it. So you can see people taunting them, and because of the reception.
This is in Ukraine. In Russia, they were fine.
Okay. Yeah. This is sorry.
They walked around. Can we back up the video a little bit so that people can see that they were okay nung ano?
Yeah.
When they were walking around in Russia. Can you back it up a little bit, guys?
Up.
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 Up. Up.
Let's go to Russia.
There we go.
There we go.
So in Russia, they were A-okay. People were taking photos with them. You know, I think they are a YouTube sensation from Russia or that part of the world, and they tried the social experiment where they walk around in Russia hand in hand. They're a couple. And in Russia, they were fine. They got funny looks from some other people. But in Ukraine, something incredibly mean happened.
So just imagine yourself with your significant other just sitting there.
Not doing anything.
Not doing anything, yeah.
Hindi man lang super PDA where they were kissing, diba? Nothing. Just holding hands, hanging out.
Tapos kayo, mahiya kayo, maglaplapan pa kayo sa harap ko. But these guys just came over. I know these guys just came over because they were bothered by these two, this couple just being a couple, and they just wanted to inflict harm to them just because they were different, or that's because it's not something normal for them to see, I suppose. But yeah, so later on, you can see this guy back here. He's practicing how to do the reformer stuff here. Old school hits na yun. Tapos. Sige pa. Yan. What's worse is this ends up becoming more violent, not just taunting them. This guy here has his hand behind his back because he does have some pepper spray in his hand. And you can see how much of a coward these people are because they pepper sprayed them down before they actually did any harm to them. And not even harm, before they literally just started kicking them. See, check this out. Yeah, check it out.
This is where and so their producers come in and
tapos takbo. Wala eh, dude. You know what? If you're really tough, you wouldn't have ran. You know, whatever. All right, guys. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of.
You know, that's exactly why our friends from that community have been having a hard time just reaching out and telling people that we're just here to coexist with you.
Yeah.
Because there are so many close-minded people like that na parang nobody's doing any harm to you. You know, we understand that a lot of people have different views on things. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're against it. Maybe you feel uncomfortable with it. But just imagine how little harm they're doing and how much harm you caused just by trying to get a point across. So,
no, it's not even just trying to get a point across. It's just trying to live your life the way you want to live it, loving the people you want to love.
Yeah.
Choosing, basically, it's I forgot what it was called, freedom of fate or whatever, or whatever. Choosing what you want to do with your life, and suddenly somebody has a problem with it. That's where I have a problem. But we can't get past it, unfortunately. Yeah. Even the newer generation of people, there's still going to be some closed-minded people. The church will never get over this, but slowly but surely we're making, little progress towards, I guess, equality everywhere.
And you can never use the we're Christians excuse, because the number one rule in the Bible is to love one another.
Yeah.
And the Bible never said any predicament to that. You don't love them because they're nice. You don't love them because they're male. You don't love them because you just love them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's such a hypocritical way to live if you're gonna tell people that you're only doing it because of your faith. So
the number one thing that bothers me though is they take in consideration by law the what's that, the family, I forgot what it was called, but the where it states there a man and a woman is one that's eligible to get married to form a family, and then they keep pushing that it's man and woman, but it really should just be, you know, who.
Well, you know, that's a whole different discussion entirely, but we just wanted to show that video to you for maybe check it out and tell us what you think about it too.
Okay, cool. Before we move on, we want to say we can talk about this for days, so if you got anything to say about what we're talking about, just go at Chewy Her, at Joyce Fring, and at the Riot PH if you want to let us know. Hey, let's go to one last video before we head out of here into a commercial. This guy, his brother, saves a hammerhead shark in Florida. So from last week, where a guy got eaten in half, or no, he didn't. He ran away. He fought off a shark. We're coming in with people.
What headline were you thinking of when you
the
said
Australian guy?
The surfer.
The surfer. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
He was not. Nobody was eaten in half. He survived the shark attack in a surfing competition, and people caught it on camera.
I watch too much news. Anyway.
Somebody got eaten.
Somebody got eaten somewhere. Not in my bedroom. Anyway, a brother saves a hammerhead shark in Florida. Here's a video. Let's take.
Watch the crowd. My bait. If we cut it, he'll be fine.
Wow.
That's great,
That's
man.
nice. I like that. People helping people. I guess that means you should help one another. I suppose. Even though
No fucking shit, Chewy.
Have you guys researched Megalodon?
Yes, there is no fucking photo of Megalodon. It's not true.
I'll show you the teeth.
It's really not true.
I'll show you the teeth.
Anyway, we're assuming off air. I don't know if you guys can hear us, but we're assuming off air that the guy who saved it actually knows a thing or two about marine biology, because he knows where to hold the shark. That it's okay to keep the shark on the shore for that long, and that it's just not. No, it's not for real.
It says Megalodon shark, giant fossil teeth, have a lot to tell us about extinct shark. It lived about 50 million years ago.
It's extinct.
It's still real. It preyed on whales. Whales. Here's the photo.
Oh, wow, people can actually see.
Yeah, I know. Galing talaga ni Anjo. Oh, okay. Okay na.
There we go.
Okay na.
Alrighty.
We took time to do that.
Yo.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting texts from work all of a sudden. Oh, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break here, and then we're gonna get our guest inside. So do stick around. Keep it more here on for more of the Riot.
What do you think is ailing local football?
Well, politics.
Should athletes be endorsers?
Yes, why not?
Why did you refuse to be head coach countless times?
I've been there, done that. Too much politics, like I said. Like I posted one time a few days ago, coaching is a thankless job. With what's happening with Michael Weiss, we talked about it already before. Personally, it happens. And I said, you should know that because you worked also somewhere in other countries as well. There's no such thing as a permanent job in coaching, in any sport.
Why do you say thankless?
Well, you're only as good as the wins.
And then that's it.
Plus, of course, there are other factors like disrespect, honor, honesty, and all of this. Because you're just a coach, you're not a manager. You're not the association, you're not the institution. So you, as a coach, you're just an employee. So you're as good only as the wins that you have.
All right, what's up, guys? Where are we? We're here. We're back here on the Riot. My name is the Chooster.
Why do we keep introducing ourselves? It's our show.
Hi.
It's our own show, but tonight we're super excited because it's a very special show. We got somebody who's ultra talented who I met because of a headshot clinic project that I did with Facial Care Center.
Oh, wow.
And he is a conceptual photographer, also a creative director, the man behind Headshot Clinic, the very talented. Please welcome on the show, Niccolo Cosme, everybody! We are so excited.
Awesome introduction.
Well, thank you for being
Clinic.
here.
Let me get this clear. That's the one that was a couple of years ago where it was black and white and it was just with the red thing on the logo.
Right,
Yes,
right,
there you go.
Yeah, we'll talk about that project in just a short while.
Okay.
But Niccolo, thank you for being
No,
here.
thank you for inviting me here.
Welcome to the show. It was really fun just catching up with you and talking with you off air. But tonight we're going to be talking about looking good in front of the camera.
Yan.
Of course,
Kailangan
this
ko yan.
segment was brought to you by John Robert Powers. Looking good. Is that the kind of music that you play when you have your shoot?
Well, you know what? It depends on the shoot.
Okay.
So if it's a personal shoot, meaning if it's for you or for someone's personal use, I usually ask the subject what they want to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I'm doing a conceptual shoot and if it calls for a specific emotion, then I'll play that specific emotion-inducing music.
Okay.
So if I want something aggressive or something mellow, something sad, then I'll play the respective music.
So do you think that the music really affects you as an artist with the kind of photos that you create?
The only problem sometimes that I have is that when the subject feels this kind of music and if I don't feel it,
yeah.
diba parang
Paano kung,
but
kung ano gusto mo hip-hop, no? Tas ako EDM.
right,
That doesn't work.
Sorry, I'm stuttering. If the most important thing is where the subject is more comfortable with. So
Because you can work around your subject.
So if the subject is comfortable with this type of music, and if I'm getting what I need for the shoot, then sige, whatever.
What's been the most? I know you've done a lot of shoots and a lot of campaigns. We always see it on Instagram. But that red thing, can you tell us more about it?
Right. So Headshot Clinic is a campaign wherein we pretty much merged profile pictures that you use online and then campaigns. So we do campaigns varying from HIV/AIDS awareness to an Earth environmental
That's
cause,
the project that we did together.
Okay, cool.
to LGBT. So it's a wide variety, but we're basically utilizing the power of digital media.
And it's a lot of the profile shots. And what is beautiful about Niccolo's photos is that he really captures the look of whoever's in front of his camera. So may it be somebody who is as pristine as Diana Menezes, or somebody who is a little bit more funky, that's from Facial Care Center. He captures that, puts it on a photo, and then it can be, a lot of it is black and white.
Well, no, we only did one black and white actually. Oh, no, two.
Two, yeah. And ours also.
Yes, so that one and one for HIV.
Yeah.
Those were the black and whites with a hint of different colors. The challenge there usually is, because sometimes in a shoot, we shoot a lot of people.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be very draining.
Yeah, that time that we had sobrang dami.
Because shooting or doing a photography session is an exchange of energy. So I give you my energy, you give yours to me. So hindi siya ganun kadali, you know? So there's and you know, there will come a point that you'll just get so tired. Sometimes, you know, I run out of voice saying, look here, look there, or whatever. So I through the years I've learned how to use my hands. Okay. And they find it very amazing. Wow, you're like a conductor, because if I do this, do that, so this means, because so I do this, so this is for your chin, for your forehead. So if I do this, as a camera, so I do that, that's for your you're doing it right. So you're like I'm like a ventriloquist. Yeah. So you're like a puppet. So if I do this, that's for your and then if I do that, do this. So
So for photographers, what can you advise for people who are just starting out in photography that would like to focus in profile shots?
You know what? It's all about practice. Really. Okay. It's all about having a lot of people to pose for you, because that's the only way where you can. It's all about studying the faces. Yeah. You know, in my career, I've pretty much photographed a lot of people, so I've pretty much encountered a lot of different faces. You know, and also culture is also something to look at, because Filipino culture is different from other cultures. Like, for example, in Vietnam, they actually appreciate crooked teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, for them that's beautiful.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah, which is really weird.
So what's acceptable for beauty for us might not be for them. So in terms of styling also, it's different, you know. Yeah. If I go to Cambodia, which I've gone to.
Which I'm going to tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Ay, di pala tomorrow, next week pala.
Next week.
Which I went to last week.
Well, you know, they have a different kind of style, you know. So, you know, it's very important for a photographer or for an artist to be a good observer. Parang in Cambodia, you probably saw that. They really liked. For them, it's a trend to wear pajamas outside.
Pajamas.
Yeah.
Or pajama looking.
No, like
as in pajamas.
Like legit.
Talaga.
Like I just slept in this?
Like sleeping wear. Parang ganyan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like sleepwear.
I'm gonna get along in Cambodia.
For them, you're more opulent. You're more mayaman. If you're wearing pajama. But these are mostly like the elders. And they wear their jewelry. But it's so weird. Parang what, you just got out of bed and then you walk out on the street.
You got your jewelries and then walked out.
Yung mga silk with prints like that. It's so weird. For real,
but I think, you know, as a photographer, I guess what's beautiful about it is that your eyes are open to all sorts of beauty.
Yeah.
May it be weird like crooked teeth or maybe just plain out odd like pajamas with jewelries. You kind of appreciate it in that sense. But what I appreciate about Niccolo's work also is that he also poses in front of the camera. And this is something you don't usually see with photographers.
Well, there's actually a lot now, you know. But
yeah, but like, you know, for photographers kasi very seldom.
Yeah. I think
that actually look as good as Niccolo. Nah.
But
very seldom.
You know, I really started as a photographer because I was vain.
For real?
Yeah, I
love it.
I was super vain, and then I would go to different photo studios before. I'm not gonna name, but like, diba sa malls you have photo studio.
Oh gosh.
And I would get my photo taken, but then when I get my picture, I'm like, oh, I don't look good I don't look good in this pictures or set of pictures and then so I tried to learn more, and then I would take my own pictures or I would edit my own pictures.
And then you found out that you were so much better.
But during that time, wala pa masyadong digital. So parang you have to scan your picture, ganyan.
Wow.
Pagkala tayo age ko, but basically, yeah, like that. So you know, it's, and then, so so I learned that when I learned how to pretty much compose or like pose, then it was easier for me to direct other people.
That makes a lot of sense. When you know how to pose in front of the camera, it's easier for you to direct it. So for people like Chewy and I, who are almost always in front of the camera, what are your tips as a photographer, as a creative director, on how to look good? And like, meron certain angles that make you look good, certain lights that make you look good, make you look fat.
You know, it's all of for posing kasi, I really suggest that you pretty much practice your pose before I would say face the mirror and then practice.
Let's pretend this is our mirror.
But now it's easier. I'm just gonna say, but now it's easier because you know, selfie is now an in thing. So just take your selfies and then find your
Kim
angle.
Kardashian is releasing a book of 1,000 plus selfies.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah, dude.
No.
For her husband.
But okay, if you want a thinner face, basically, I always ask my subject to do a certain technique where you sort of anchor elongate your neck like this, and then anchor it. So you're imagining there's what do you call it? Like a string. So you pretty much just hook your head like that. Yeah.
There.
As compared to this, then it's gonna give you that double chin, which you don't like.
I think the shadow's affecting me.
Yeah,
I think it's just your face.
You know what? Lighting also plays a huge, important role. So if the lighting is a little bit above your head, so it's gonna create that shadow.
Like this.
But what about for guys? I mean, because guys are a bit sensitive to like, I don't want makeup on me, or I want makeup, but I want to still look like a guy. You know?
Well, you know what? There is a kind of makeup technique for guys, and I think guys should be more welcoming and embracing of makeup. And I think guys should, you know, just simple grooming of your eyebrows, to concealing some blemishes.
It makes the photographer's work a lot easier, that they won't have to nitty-gritty it, diba? And post-process.
True, that's true. Yeah. But, you know, I think guys should be more welcoming to that idea.
Cool. How do I get rid of this? Personally, I have the shine always.
Well, there's what you call an oil blotter. So which you can use to
blot your face with
pat your skin.
Oh, he put it so much better. Pat your skin, blot your face. Okay, so poses like that. What else? What are the other tips that you'd like to give?
People who are not used to facing the camera.
What about people who are not photogenic?
Well, you know what?
Meron ganun eh. That they're so good looking in person, diba? Tapos, when you take a photo of them, parang...
I'm not gonna say, kasi, okay, so I'm not looking naman for who's photogenic or not, but you know, like, what's your best angle? What's your best look? What makes you feel good? Diba? So, if you're not photogenic, then at least you try to find how you can present yourself much better, or in a more, you know, like, positive, brighter way in a shoot. So, in a shoot, kasi you need to, like what I said, exchange energies with the photographer. You need to have that relationship. Not that kind of relationship, but you know what I mean.
Ooh, but baby, take a shot of me, mga
So you need to speak to the subject, and you need to be able to make your subject more, how do you say it?
Comfortable.
Yeah. So there are certain techniques on how to relax the face. For example, by doing a certain facial exercise. Like
do it.
It's an ugly.
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll do it.
No, I'm ugly from the get-go, so let's just do it.
Sometimes I don't know if you've noticed that when you're getting yourself photographed, this part of your face shakes like that. Yeah. So you can do something like. You're just releasing the air. this relaxes the facial muscles. You can also do something like like that. If you need to smile in front of the camera, the photographer should usually ask you to smile after the count of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. You can also try to look away or look down, and then the photographer will count 1, 2, and 3, and then you look like that.
I remember that from Friends. I remember Chandler had that problem with his wedding photos, and then they made him go to sleep, and then they were 1, 2, 3, and he's like, ee.
Right, but you have to do it very slowly. You can't do it like hey, like that. So
no blue steel. No.
My dad, who was a model before, he would tell me that when you smile, if you want the glitter in your eyes, you have to inhale and then exhale. So it's
like that. Yeah, I do that all the time too. Or you say, or if you can't, for example, I do have a lot of subjects who are having a hard time smiling. So I tell them, can you say ning 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 ning? Oh, now you're smiling. Try it.
Nope.
Try it. Come on.
I want to try. Ting 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 ting.
Diba? So parang it will naturally make you smile. Because I think it's stupid.
What about the super serious, like what about a serious, like you want to convey an emotion?
Fierce face.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of techniques. Well, if it's fears or if there's certain emotion, definitely you need to connect with your subject.
Ayan, si Ange Perez magaling dyan.
Kahit walang photo shoot, naka-fierce face.
Lumalandi lang.
And you need to be able to give several, keywords, for example, like hopeless.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, okay.
Or look past me, look through me. So I usually say that during my shoot, if it's a conceptual shoot and I want something that's very emotional, I don't want the subject to look at me, but I want the subject to look through me. And the technique is to look above the head. So if that's your head, then I look. This is looking at you.
At me, yeah.
So this is looking
through me.
you.
Can you focus on that, please?
Can we get this one? Yeah, right here. No. Him.
There we go. Okay.
So this is looking at the camera. So above the camera would be a little higher like that. I don't know. Do you see that?
Here's the thing. There's barely a difference that you can tell. But if if I'm face to face with you, I can tell.
Right.
But when it comes out in the photo, it looks incredible. Can we do it again? See?
Right.
See, that's why we have Niccolo on the show now.
See?
Because
So now I'm just going to
pose
look
in
right
front of the
through the
camera.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
It's also important for anyone to sleep earlier. And I love what you said earlier about quitting smoking.
Yeah.
Eating healthier.
Yeah, eating healthy. And you hear it from people, and then you think for the first time that, no, they're just saying that because it's such a fad. Everyone's doing it. That's why you're doing it. And then you do it yourself, and then you realize, you know what?
Right.
I smell better.
You do.
I literally smell better in the morning. You feel better. Your skin looks great. Your pores disappear, and you're just kind of like, I can go out of the house without makeup now.
It's not just that. Di ka maubusan kaagad ng perfume. Yun yung that's the first thing yung budget ko pang perfume. Di na
Kulang na.
Yeah, but let's give last minute tips, and I want to talk about why you're wearing a red whistle on.
Oh, this is our campaign on HIV.
Okay.
So you guys can check it out at www.theredwhistle.com.
Okay.
And I'm also wearing it because of the disaster preparedness campaign.
Sure, yeah.
For a possible earthquake or whatever.
That was happening last week.
No, that's happening tomorrow.
Well, it's happening
last week.
it's happening. I think for a whole week or we have to be prepared.
Yeah, which is true.
This is a taped show, so forgive us.
Yeah, it happened on that Thursday that it happened. It happened then, and he survived because he had a whistle.
Yeah. Really.
You know what? If Jack and Rose had one of these, they would have survived.
They had enough space on the thing already. So tell us more about the Red Whistle too.
Yeah, well, the Red Whistle is a campaign on HIV, and it was created in 2011, and we've partnered with different brands and we've done different campaigns because we want people to talk about sexuality and sexual health, and we believe that having something like this, which is kind of flashy, can spark a conversation. Like you got curious, and then I tell you about it, And Philippines is unfortunately one of the countries with the rising number of HIV.
Yeah.
And I think the month of May, we had the most reported cases. I think we had about 700.
Do you
just
think
for May.
it's something that's connected to our culture? That's very.
It's multifaceted, really. It's multi-level. But culture and religion plays it plays a huge role.
Yeah.
See, this is why I absolutely disagree that they. This is why I absolutely agree. I want to take that back. I want to agree that they should teach sex education in schools now, because this is something that isn't mentioned and isn't even now that you brought it up, I go, oh my god, I don't even know the statistics of AIDS or HIV in the Philippines, because it's not a number that they throw out there, because we're so taboo when it comes to sex.
Right. And it all starts with talking about it at home or with your friends.
So what prompted you to be a part of this project?
My good friend Wango, in 2008 came out to me as HIV positive, and during that time I felt that it was near. It was closer to home. It was closer to me, because the media had presented HIV as something as a sex worker disease during the 90s, and so people like me or like us can't relate to it because we're not sex workers. I mean, we just work and have sex.
No, I just work. I lack that last part.
I just have sex. I don't work. Just kidding. Okay.
So, now that we have, brave people like Wango who's, confident to talk about and who's brave enough to talk about this publicly, then, I personally believe that it can, be helpful for the society.
That's great. That's a great
That's
campaign.
actually really beautiful.
Yeah, because Wango is not a sex worker,
He's a normal human being.
Yeah, he's an awesome writer, and he's out there.
And he's living his life normally today.
Yes.
Yeah.
People need to know that HIV is not a death sentence anymore.
Yeah.
And so, for the Red Whistle, we are trying to push for more sex-positive campaigns that will uplift people. That hey, sex is okay for as long as you are, responsible, and if you're, responsible with.
I recently watched this series. It's called The Newsroom, and then they talked about this argument where why is being a slut? This is just a little bit out of context, but in that sense, in awareness, why is the term slut such a bad thing when if it's two consenting people that are having sex, it's nothing wrong, and it's so taboo when the majority of the people do it and the minority are the ones who don't want it, and the minority are the ones that's branding it as something bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we have to open our eyes that, the world is constantly changing. The Philippines entirely is changing with our culture, our religion, with the social media part of the world now. It's taking over. So it's either you go with the flow or you go against it, and then you become swallowed by it. So that's a great campaign. How do they find out more about these campaigns that you do?
Well, they can visit www.theredwhistle.com, and you can find us on Facebook also, and to know more about.
All right, I'm gonna ask a favor from the guys. Could you put that website at the end of the credits, if ever you could do that, so that we can get everybody. Or we'll put it down in the description on YouTube. If you catch us on YouTube, it'll be down in the description. So please do click on it. Also, if you do learn a bit about HIV education, it's not just gonna save you from the HIV itself. It's also a good practice for safe sex.
Yeah.
People fail to understand people forget that HIV is just one of the many sexually transmitted infections that you can get. It's just one. I mean, you can get gonorrhea and syphilis and herpes and etc.
And so many other things.
Right.
Just because you refuse to be educated by it, and there's so many ways to be educated about it. So find out more about it. But of course, going back to I think that's a great also segue about looking good in front of the camera. Not just that, it's a good, but how you look at yourself and how you look at others is very important, more than even how you look good in front of the camera, because as Niccolo said, how a person looks in front of the camera has a lot to do with how they feel inside.
Right, exactly.
So if they feel confident, if they feel happy, if they want to convey an emotion, that's what is going to be put in front of the camera, and that's what's going to be developed. So just to wrap things up, can you please tell our viewers how important, you know, personal, what's the term?
Positivity.
Yeah.
Like how to uplift yourself.
You know what?
You know?
It's I wanted to just add, you know, that feeling great should be holistic.
Yeah.
So for me, I practice being mindful. So mindful of everything: what you eat, what you wear. Are you wearing this or that can affect the environment? You know, so we have to care. We have to care about the people around us. So that's being mindful. I think, you know, having a more holistic approach to things can definitely shine through.
Yeah. And that will definitely look and show in front of the camera more than anything else. And that's great. You know, what's important about people like Niccolo, people who are in the industry, people who capture photos, capture videos, capture whatever it is that their art is that these are messages that you get to put out there and educate people with the kind of art that you create. So ultimately, looking good in front of the camera doesn't necessarily mean that you're vain, like what you were talking about, Kenny, and then you started off you know, being a photographer because you wanted to take photos of yourself. It's ultimately because you want to put an image out there. And what image would you want to put out to the world? Is it positive? Is it going to help, like something that Niccolo is doing? Or is it going to be negative, like the scandals that we see online now? So ultimately, it's always about choosing the right kinds of images, the right kinds of things to put in front of the camera.
And you also want to resonate the image that you put out there. Because, you know, no matter how beautiful your pictures are, but if they see you in person and they see that you're not the same, you know, person, then, you know, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work,
Also, I think an underlying thing here, going back to your story, sorry, I'm kind of sick. Going back to your story is that, did you take photography? Did you study photography in college?
Well, yes, I did. But I studied photography as early as 9 or 8 years old.
But this was out of what you were saying.
Because you really were just interested in...
Yeah,
well, because that's photography in general, but you know, like getting into portraiture, that's about vanity.
Okay. No, but I think this goes for well, when life gives you a hump, you can make the most out of it and then get the most out of it also, because not only is Niccolo just doing this out of love, he's actually really successful doing it. So it's I guess I'm supposing it's a dream of yours to go and do what it is that you actually love. You have fun doing it, and I'm sure that you do it every day till well, the last dying breath of you have.
Well, you know, with photography, I've come to realize that before pleasing others, you need to be able to please yourself as an artist. So creating art pieces or conceptual pieces, I need to be able to convince myself first. So I've had very good experiences bringing my works abroad and having viewers react to my works, and it's not something that is spoon-fed, but you know, they're engaged and they ask me like, oh, why is this and why is that? So they ask questions. That's when I find out or realize that an art piece is successful when people
feel something from it.
When people ask, because they get curious and then they feel something, you know.
Yeah, they want to know more about the art that you create, and we want to know more about the art that you create. Where can they find your photographs?
Yes. I'm promoting so many things.
Yes, of course. That's why we wanted you on the show.
You guys can follow me on Instagram. That's Niccolo Cosme. That's Niccolo. All right there.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's my Twitter account also. You can find me on Facebook, and my website is niccolo-cosme.com.
Okay.
Alrighty.
There we go. right.
And that pretty much sums up our episode for this week. Thank you very much, Niccolo, for being
Thank you,
here.
guys. Awesome.
Lovely. We learned so many things. If you guys want to find out more about him, you know where to get him. And to watch more episodes of The Riot, you can check out nmftv.com. Also, NMFTV Youth on YouTube. Hey, please do check out my website. It's at joycetotheworld.net.
There you go. Follow us on social media at ChewyTur. There you go. And at Joyce Pring. Don't forget to follow and watch out for more of Niccolo's stuff. Also, thank you guys very much for another great week of The Riot. We'll see you next week. Yeah.
See you next week. This has been The Riot.
Let's get more of your what you did in Cambodia next week.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys then. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye. Genre.
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.